What happens when two enemies who were bombing each other just weeks ago suddenly sit at the same table? No victory declared. No war officially ended. And yet, the world is watching Islamabad. Because right now, the United States and Iran are holding the most critical talks in decades. Right here in Pakistan. But the real question is this peace? Or something far more dangerous? Just weeks ago, the Middle East was on fire. A brutal conflict, triggered by US strikes on Iran, escalated into a full-scale crisis. Oil routes were threatened. The Strait of Hormuz, through which nearly 20% of the world's energy flows, was disrupted. And suddenly, the global economy itself was at risk. Then came a surprise move, a fragile ceasefire. And now, these talks in Islamabad. A last chance to turn war into peace. But nothing about this situation is simple. Because while diplomats are talking, military preparations are still underway. The United States has reportedly warned that if negotiations fail, military action is still on the table. Warships are ready, plans are prepared, which raises a chilling possibility. Are these talks genuinely about peace or just buying time? On the other side, Iran is not backing down either. Tehran has laid out strict conditions. Sanctions must be lifted, frozen assets must be released, and control over the Strait of Hormuz must remain in Iranian hands. These are not small demands. In fact, many of them are unacceptable to Washington. And that's where the danger lies, because both sides are talking, what neither side is ready to compromise. Even worse, the war isn't completely over. In Lebanon, fighting continues. Airstrikes are still happening, and every explosion threatens to collapse these talks instantly. So what is really happening in Islamabad? Peace talks or a strategic pause before the next phase of war? Pakistan, acting as mediator, has called this a make-or-break moment, because if these negotiations succeed, it could stabilize the entire region. But if they fail, the consequences could be massive. Oil prices could skyrocket, global trade could collapse, and a wider war could begin. And here's the most important part. Neither side trusts the other. The US wants Iran to limit its nuclear and missile programs. Iran wants the US to reduce its military presence in the region. Both want security, both want power, and neither wants to lose. So the question remains, is Islamabad the place where peace begins, or the place where the next conflict is quietly planned? Because sometimes, most dangerous moments in history are not when bombs are falling, but when silence takes over, and decisions are being made behind closed doors.